Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into the world of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy known for its wisdom on navigating life's challenges. But here's the twist. We're tackling a common misconception. Is brutal honesty truly the best policy? Stoicism values truthfulness, but not at the expense of compassion and understanding. So, while there might not be any secrets about honesty being inherently harmful, there are definitely Stoic insights that can help us communicate more effectively and avoid unintended consequences. In this video, we'll explore 10 key principles inspired by Stoicism that can guide our honest interactions. Secret 1. Honesty without tact can hurt feelings. The world craves truth, but not always in its raw, unpolished form. Honesty, like a sculptor's chisel, can carve away at illusions and reveal the heart of a matter. Yet, wielded without the finesse of tact, it can leave behind gaping wounds instead of elegant lines. We, like the sculptor, must understand that our tools require both strength and sensitivity. Burdened by self-doubt, seeking your opinion on their work. You, armed with brutal honesty, declare it flawed, devoid of merit. While your words may contain truth, they also leave your friend feeling shattered, their confidence in their abilities demolished. This, my friend, is the sting of truth without tact. True Stoicism does not shy away from honesty, but it recognizes the power of words and the fragility of human emotions. It urges us to consider the impact of our utterances, to temper our truth with empathy. Like a skilled archer, we must aim our words with precision, ensuring they hit the mark without causing undue harm. This is not to suggest sugarcoating reality or resorting to empty platitudes. It is rather about finding the space between bluntness and deception. It is about choosing words that convey our message with clarity, but also with respect and understanding. One might argue that sugarcoating truth renders it meaningless. Yet consider the difference between saying, "Your work is terrible," and "I see areas where it could be improved, but I also see great potential in your ideas." The latter, while honest, offers a path forward, a spark of hope instead of a crushing blow. This is not to say that all truths are palatable. There will be times when harsh words are necessary, when silence would be a betrayal of our values. But even then, we can strive for a firmness devoid of cruelty, a clarity that doesn't cloud over with unnecessary aggression. The Stoic ideal is not apathy, but virtue, and true virtue lies not only in speaking the truth, but in speaking it with wisdom and compassion. Let us be honest, but let us also be kind. Let our words be like a gentle wind, carrying the truth without uprooting the delicate flowers of human connection. The choice is ours. We can be wielders of truth, leaving behind a trail of destruction, or we can be sculptors of understanding, shaping reality with both honesty and empathy. The world needs both truth and tact, and it is for us, the navigators of words, to decide which path we choose. Secret 2. Honesty isn't always helpful. Honesty stands as a thread of virtue, woven into the fabric of a moral life. Yet like any thread, its strength lies not in blind rigidity, but in its mindful application. To claim that honesty is always helpful is akin to stating that a surgeon's scalpel, though precise, can never inflict harm. For within the realm of human interaction, where emotions flicker and intentions intertwine, absolute truth can sometimes serve as a blunt instrument, wounding rather than healing. Consider the friend bearing the weight of a personal tragedy. Should honesty compel us to rip open their raw wound with harsh pronouncements, however truthful? Or should we offer solace, even if it means weaving words of comfort that skirt the edges of the harsh reality? The Stoic, recognizing the power of both truth and compassion, might choose the latter, understanding that kindness can be a form of honesty as well. Imagine a desperate soul clinging to a cherished illusion. Does unwavering honesty demand we shatter their fragile world with cold facts? Or might a touch of tactful silence, a withholding of truth for a time, be the more compassionate path? The Stoic, valuing both wisdom and empathy, might opt for the latter, understanding that sometimes the greatest good lies not in immediate revelation, but in the gradual unfolding of truth, allowing the individual to find their own way through the darkness. This is not to say that honesty should be abandoned or its value diminished. Rather, it is to acknowledge its nuanced nature, its role as a tool to be wielded with wisdom and understanding. For the Stoic, honesty is not a rigid code, but a guiding principle, subject to the ever-shifting tides of human experience. It is the honest word spoken in kindness, the truth revealed at a moment of strength, the silence offered in respect for another's fragility. Let us not fetishize honesty as an absolute good, but rather embrace it as a multifaceted virtue. Let us strive for truth, yes, but temper it with compassion, understanding, and the wisdom to discern when the gentlest touch, even if not the most direct, can serve us and others best. For in the end, the true Stoic seeks not just to be truthful, but to be truly helpful, weaving honesty into the fabric of their interactions with the same care and mindfulness that a skilled artisan employs with each stitch. Secret 3. Honesty can be insensitive. The Stoic path, while emphasizing truth and integrity, does acknowledge the potential dissonance between honesty and sensitivity. It is true, honesty can sometimes be a blunt instrument, leaving behind unintended wounds. Carving a masterpiece with unwavering precision, each stroke removes the excess, revealing the form beneath. Yet the discarded marble, though part of the whole, lies shattered, a stark reminder of the necessary sacrifice for beauty. Honesty, like the sculptor's chisel, can chip away at facades, revealing uncomfortable truths. It may expose flaws, highlight errors, or contradict cherished beliefs. This can be painful, especially when delivered without the delicate touch of empathy. Imagine a friend struggling with self-doubt, seeking validation. A brutally honest response, while truthful, might crush their fragile confidence, leaving them feeling exposed and belittled. The Stoic perspective suggests a nuanced approach. Honesty, they argue, is not merely about uttering facts, but about delivering them with virtue. This means considering the context, the audience, and the potential impact of our words. It is the difference between a surgeon, wielding a scalpel with precision to heal, and a butcher, hacking away with indifference to the suffering caused. Just as a skilled archer aims for the target, not just any point on the canvas, so too should our honesty be directed. We must consider the emotional state of the recipient, their capacity to receive the truth, and the potential consequences of our words. This does not mean sugarcoating reality or sacrificing truth for comfort. Rather, it means presenting it with compassion, understanding, and a willingness to guide rather than judge. The Stoics remind us that true honesty begins with self-reflection. Before we point the finger at others, we must turn it inward. Are our words motivated by a genuine desire to help, or by a need to feel superior? Are we offering unsolicited advice, or responding to a genuine request? By examining our own intentions, we can ensure that our honesty is not driven by ego or self-righteousness, but by a genuine concern for the well-being of others. The Stoic ideal is not simply to be honest, but to be wisely honest. This requires a balance between truthfulness and sensitivity, a recognition that words, like arrows, can both heal and harm. Secret 4. Honesty can break trust. The assertion that honesty can break trust is a weighty one, carrying the sting of betrayal and the potential for fractured relationships. Yet, the Stoic philosophy, renowned for its emphasis on virtue and truthfulness, acknowledges this paradox with a nuanced approach. While they championed honesty as a cornerstone of a good life, they also recognized the delicate balance it requires within the tapestry of human interaction. Think of honesty as a sharp blade, honed for precision and truth. In the hands of a skilled artisan, it can craft exquisite objects, a testament to their craft. However, placed in the grasp of a novice, the same blade can inflict unintended wounds. Similarly, honesty, wielded with wisdom and compassion, can foster trust and understanding. But delivered with bluntness or without regard for the recipient's emotional state, it can sever ties and leave lasting scars. The Stoics, exemplified by figures like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, believed in living virtuously, which encompassed honesty as a core principle. They advocated for speaking truthfully, even when it was difficult or unpopular. However, their philosophy was not one of rigid adherence to abstract ideals. They emphasized logos, the use of reason and logic to navigate complex situations. This meant considering the context, the audience, and the potential consequences of their words. Imagine a friend confiding in you about a personal struggle. While honesty might compel you to offer harsh truths or unsolicited advice, the Stoic perspective would encourage a different approach. You might acknowledge their pain and offer support, perhaps gently suggesting resources or alternative perspectives. This approach, rooted in empathy and understanding, can be far more effective in preserving trust and fostering healing than blunt pronouncements, however truthful they may be. The Stoics also recognized the limitations of human understanding. We each perceive the world through our own unique lens, shaped by experiences and biases. To impose our truths on others, however well-intentioned, can be a recipe for discord. Instead, they advocated for open and respectful dialogue, seeking to understand another's perspective before sharing your own. This approach fosters trust by demonstrating respect for the other person's right to their own beliefs and experiences. The Stoics believed that the goal of honesty was not simply the absence of falsehood, but the pursuit of truth and understanding. This meant recognizing the potential for harm in untempered honesty and employing it with wisdom and compassion. It meant seeking to build bridges of understanding rather than erecting walls of self-righteousness. In doing so, they believed we could navigate the complex landscape of human interaction, upholding our commitment to truth while preserving the delicate threads of trust. Remember, the Stoic path is not one of absolutes, but of navigating the gray areas with reason and virtue. Honesty, like any powerful tool, needs to be wielded with care and thoughtfulness to achieve its desired outcome. Only then can it truly serve as a cornerstone of a good life, fostering trust and understanding rather than inadvertently breaking it. Secret 5. Honesty can create conflict. They acknowledged that truth, wielded with bluntness, could lacerate like a warrior's blade, leaving wounds of anger, resentment, and even broken bonds. Yet they did not advocate for a timid brand of honesty, one that sacrificed integrity at the altar of social harmony. Instead, they offered a nuanced perspective, navigating the treacherous waters between truth and discord with wisdom and grace. The Stoics recognized that honesty is not merely the absence of lies, but an active pursuit of truth. This truth encompasses not just factual accuracy, but also the underlying intention and impact of our words. They emphasize the importance of tact and sensitivity, acknowledging that truth delivered with unnecessary harshness can be as destructive as a deliberate falsehood. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, advised, "Speak truth, but not all truth at all times, for the truth spoken at an unseasonable hour is but a lie." Honesty should be grounded in reason and virtue. They cautioned against impulsive pronouncements fueled by anger or self-righteousness. Instead, they advocated for a measured approach, considering the context, the potential consequences, and the ultimate good to be achieved. Seneca, the Roman statesman and Stoic writer, stated, "It is not necessary to say everything, but it is necessary to say nothing that is not true." The Stoics also recognized that there are times when compromise and diplomacy might be necessary to navigate challenging situations. They acknowledged that avoiding unnecessary conflict while preserving one's integrity could be a virtuous act. Epictetus, the Greek philosopher and Stoic teacher, advised, "Sometimes it is necessary to lie, but never to deceive." This seemingly paradoxical statement highlights the importance of discerning between harmless white lies and deliberate deception that manipulates or harms others. Believed that honesty is not a rigid rule, but rather a flexible principle guided by reason and virtue. They saw honesty as a tool, not a weapon, to be used with discernment and compassion. This approach allowed them to navigate the complexities of human relationships upholding truth while minimizing the potential for unnecessary conflict. Living according to these principles, however, is not without its challenges. It requires courage to speak truth to power, even when it is unpopular. It demands introspection to ensure our motives are pure and our words well considered. And it necessitates resilience to withstand the inevitable backlash that might come from those who prefer comfort over truth. The Stoics believed that the rewards of living with integrity far outweigh the risks. By embracing honesty with wisdom and compassion, we cultivate self-respect, build trust with others, and contribute to a more authentic and just society. While conflict may arise, it is often a temporary discomfort that gives way to deeper understanding and stronger relationships. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, "Live as if you were living last." This Stoic reminder encourages us to speak and act with truth and integrity, even if it means facing conflict, knowing that our commitment to virtue ultimately leads to a life of greater meaning and fulfillment. Secret 6. Honesty can fuel negativity. It's not a bludgeon to inflict truth, but a chisel to sculpt our perceptions and actions. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, understood that honesty, when wielded without wisdom and self-awareness, can become a weapon against ourselves and others. Imagine a surgeon bound by honesty, revealing every detail of a risky procedure to a terrified patient. While transparency is vital, such brutal candor might exacerbate anxiety and undermine trust. Similarly, expressing every fleeting thought, no matter how harsh or unproductive, can breed negativity and discord in relationships. Stoicism emphasizes virtue ethics, where honesty finds its true meaning. It's not about simply blurting out the truth, but about expressing it with thoughtfulness and compassion. We must discern when honesty serves a noble purpose, like exposing injustice or guiding someone towards self-betterment, and when it becomes a tool for self-righteousness or needless criticism. Remember, the Stoics also championed apathy, not indifference, but a detachment from external events and judgments. We cannot control how others react to our honesty, but we can control our own intentions and responses. If someone responds negatively to our truthfulness, it's not a reflection on the truth itself, but on their perception. We must practice forbearance, understanding that others may not be ready to receive certain truths, and avoid getting drawn into negativity fueled by their response. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own thoughts, words, and actions. When practiced with wisdom and self-awareness, honesty becomes a tool for self-improvement and building positive relationships. It allows us to speak with integrity, offer constructive criticism, and engage in authentic communication, while also respecting the boundaries and sensitivities of others. Honesty isn't about inflicting negativity, but about upholding truth with virtue. It's a lamp illuminating our path, not a weapon wielded in anger. As Epictetus reminds us, it is not enough to speak the truth. One must do it also at the right time and to the right person and in the right way. By mastering the art of honest communication, we can navigate the complexities of human interaction with clarity, compassion, and ultimately strengthen the bonds of truth and understanding. Secret 7. Honesty can damage reputations. While the Stoics valued honesty above all else, they were keenly aware of its potential consequences. They acknowledged that truth, like a double-edged sword, could cleave reputations as readily as it cleaved through falsehood. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor-philosopher, cautioned, "Do not speak at random about what comes into your mind, for this habit can be neither becoming nor safe." The Stoics, however, refused to let the potential for damage sway them from their commitment to truth. They recognized that while dishonesty might offer temporary security, it ultimately eroded integrity and self-respect, the very foundations of a virtuous life. As Epictetus, a prominent Stoic teacher, proclaimed, "It is better to be of good repute with a few people than to be in good repute with all the world." Instead of fearing honesty's harsh edge, the Stoics advocated for its judicious use. They believed in tailoring their truthfulness to the situation, employing tact and compassion whenever possible. as Seneca, another leading Stoic thinker, advised, "We should be truthful, but not hurtful." This meant offering constructive criticism rather than blunt condemnation, choosing silence over unnecessary revelation, and understanding that honesty must coexist with kindness. Believed that true reputation, the one that truly mattered, stemmed not from public opinion, but from internal virtue. They understood that temporary setbacks were inevitable when walking the path of truth, but that these were mere externals, unworthy of dwelling upon. Epictetus reassured, "Remember then that it is not he who reviles or strikes you who insults you, but your own opinion about these things." Facing the potential damage of honesty wasn't a reason to shy away from it. It was a call to practice virtue even more diligently. It was a reminder that genuine reputation wouldn't be built on pleasing everyone, but on living according to reason and justice. The Stoics believed that even if their honesty resulted in temporary ostracization, they would still possess the most valuable reputation, the one earned in their own eyes and the eyes of their fellow philosophers, a reputation forged in the crucible of truth and integrity. Stoics saw the potential damage of honesty not as a deterrent, but as a challenge. It was a test of their commitment to virtue, an opportunity to refine their communication, and a reminder that true reputation resides not in the fleeting judgments of others, but in the unwavering pursuit of a good life. So, while navigating the world with honesty might expose one to its sharp edges, the Stoics believed that these cuts, born with wisdom and virtue, were ultimately badges of honor, marking the path of a life lived authentically and true. Secret 8. Honesty can hinder personal growth. While the assertion that honesty can hinder personal growth may spark initial intrigue, a closer examination reveals its flaw. True Stoicism, as preached by Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, champions honesty not as a blind adherence to truth, but as a practice rooted in reason and virtue. In this light, we can understand that honesty, when applied with wisdom and self-awareness, becomes a cornerstone of personal growth, not a hurdle. To claim honesty hinders growth implies a fundamental misunderstanding of its purpose. Honesty isn't simply the act of blurting out every thought or observation, regardless of context or consequence. It's about aligning our words and actions with our values, speaking truthfully without malice, and fostering genuine human connection. This nuanced approach acknowledges that sometimes tactful silence or constructive criticism, delivered with honesty and kindness, can be far more transformative than brutal, unfiltered truth. Consider the Stoic concept of oikeiosis, the natural tendency to live in accordance with our own nature and the common good. Honesty, practiced wisely, aligns perfectly with this ideal. Owning our mistakes, offering constructive feedback, and holding ourselves accountable fosters trust and encourages others to do the same. This creates an environment where we can learn from each other, challenge assumptions, and ultimately, grow. However, complete transparency without consideration for context or the impact on others can indeed be detrimental. Unfiltered honesty can wound, sever connections, and create unnecessary animosity. This is where the Stoic emphasis on reason comes in. Before speaking, we must reflect on the potential consequences of our words, ensuring they serve a constructive purpose and align with our values. True Stoic. Honesty isn't a blunt instrument wielded without thought. It's a carefully honed tool used with wisdom and compassion. It allows us to build genuine connections, offer meaningful feedback, and hold ourselves accountable. In doing so, it becomes not a barrier to growth, but a powerful catalyst for individual and collective progress. Remember, as Epictetus wisely said, it is not that we have too little time, but that we waste too much. Let us ensure our honesty, wielded with Stoic wisdom, enriches rather than wastes the precious time we have for growth. Secret 9. Honesty can be misinterpreted. Honesty, like a diamond, facets its way through life, refracting differently in the eyes of each beholder. To some, its unyielding glint reveals truth and clarity, illuminating hidden pathways. To others, its sharp edges may appear as unforgiving criticism, wounding pride and causing discomfort. Yet the Stoic path calls not for the dimming of honesty's light, but for the unwavering commitment to its truth, regardless of interpretation. Misunderstandings are inevitable consequences of a world teeming with diverse perspectives. What one perceives as honest feedback, another may feel as a cruel attack. Yet the key lies not in tailoring our honesty to please every ear, but in wielding it with integrity and empathy. We speak honestly not to control the reactions of others, but to align our words with our beliefs and principles. Consider the surgeon whose scalpel, though necessary for healing, may cause temporary pain. Likewise, honesty, though meant to bring clarity and growth, may initially sting. The Stoic surgeon, then, approaches truth with steady hands, wielding honesty with precision, yet mindful of the patient's sensitivity. They offer explanations where needed, softening the blow without compromising the integrity of the procedure. It is not our responsibility to control the interpretations of others, but to express ourselves truthfully and kindly. Like a lighthouse, we shine our light regardless of the passing ships, some welcoming its guidance, others fearing its unyielding beam. Our focus remains on maintaining the integrity of the light itself, for it is not the misinterpretations that define its value, but the unwavering truth it illuminates. Let us embrace honesty, not as a weapon, but as a tool for self-improvement and fostering genuine connection. Let us speak our truth with courage and compassion, acknowledging the potential for misinterpretations while remaining steadfast in our integrity. For in the end, it is not the reception of our honesty that matters, but the unwavering alignment of our words with our values, a foundation upon which true happiness and peace are built. Secret 10. Honesty is not the only virtue. The Stoics, while valuing honesty as a cornerstone of good character, understood it wasn't the lone peak on the mountain of virtue. While truthfulness forms the foundation, other qualities weave the tapestry of a meaningful life. Consider courage, the strength to face hardship with equanimity, refusing to shy away from difficult truths or actions for fear of personal discomfort. Imagine justice, the unwavering commitment to fairness, even when it demands defying powerful interests or sacrificing personal gain. Temperance, the measured approach to life's pleasures, ensures they enhance rather than enslave us. Wisdom, the guiding light of reason, illuminates the path to virtuous action, filtering fleeting desires through the lens of long-term good. Honesty alone without wisdom might lead to reckless pronouncements that harm others. Untampered honesty could morph into cruelty, lacking the compassion and prudence that temper truth with kindness. Likewise, courage without justice might become recklessness, sacrificing the rights of others in the pursuit of a personal agenda. The Stoics saw these virtues as interconnected, each supporting and amplifying the others. Honesty becomes most potent when guided by wisdom, balanced by compassion, and fueled by courage. It's the chisel that reveals truth, but the sculptor's hand that shapes it into something beautiful and true. Instead of viewing virtues as rivals vying for top billing, consider them instruments in an orchestra, each playing its part to create a harmonious symphony of a well-lived life. Honesty sets the melody, clear and true, but the other virtues weave in harmony, adding depth, richness, and purpose. Only then do we truly embody the Stoic ideal, not just speaking the truth, but living it with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, creating a life that resonates with integrity and resonates with the world. Remember, the Stoics weren't fixated on achieving perfection, but on striving for progress. Each act of courage, each measured choice, each moment of understanding strengthens the fabric of your character, bringing you closer to that harmonious ideal. So, don't be discouraged if honesty alone feels incomplete. Embrace the whole orchestra and let your life become a testament to the beauty and power of interconnected virtues. Thank you for watching our video on the Stoic perspective regarding honesty. We hope you found value in exploring the delicate balance between honesty and its potential consequences. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful discussions on Stoicism and practical life wisdom. Remember, practicing Stoic principles can empower you to navigate life's challenges with clarity and resilience. Stay tuned for our next video, where we delve into more Stoic secrets for a fulfilling life. Until next time, embrace honesty wisely, and may your journey towards personal growth and virtue be steadfast. Take care and see you soon.